Is there an issue with people wanting employers to work for them rather than working hard for their company or organisation? Because it seems to have swapped around a bit.
It did. I think what's happened, and this was already clear before the pandemic, is that for a lot of people, work has become a lifestyle choice rather than something you do for a wage or for a salary. And I think a lot of the people, especially young people, drew the conclusion that work shouldn't just be about what they do, but also about what the employer is doing for them. And this just became intensified in the pandemic, particularly by the fact that a lot of people began to work out of home. And all of a sudden, what was a small lifestyle issue for a minority of the workforce became a much bigger one. And I think the tragedy is today is that people are losing sight of the fact that work isn't just a drag, isn't just something you do because you have to make a living. It also is an important way of socializing, meeting people, learning about life. And what I'm really worried about is that if people become immunized from this experience and switch off from work in the way that it's happening to a section of society, I think not just the economy, but a lot of people in the labor force are going to be in big trouble.
Do you think a lot of people are actually a little bit scared of hard graft as well? Because a lot of the jobs that if you can't work from home for, are pretty hard labour and intensive jobs that you can't do from your homes. And it does seem that people don't want to do those anymore.
I think that's been a problem for a while. I mean, we saw that very, very clearly in the countryside where people refuse to work on farms because it's hard physical labor. I think that has to some extent become much more prevalent in other sectors. But I have to say that there is a substantial number of people who are running our infrastructure, our railways, people who are working in factories and other places who work very, very hard. It's just that there is now a sizable and growing minority of individuals who regard that kind of work as somehow below them, and who also demand that if they are going to get a job, then it should be nice, and there should be sort of all kinds of perks that go along with it. And I think that kind of attitude has meant that a kind of productive orientation towards economic life is in some decline at the moment.